What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on BABA stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on the price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the latest news directly related to BABA. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis. And I will show you what should we expect next. And before we get into all of that, if you guys would like to earn 2 free stocks with Moomoo valued up to $7,000, please check out that link in the description below. All you have to do is sign up for an account and deposit as little as $1. This is guaranteed free money. Full details you can see on the screen right now. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video yesterday at this very point and I've told you that we have basically 3 ranges of support and we have only 1 range of resistance. And it is not the only reason why I decided to suggest you the long position from this point. And right here, right after the earnings report was released, we have very good movement to the upside. And as you can see, we reached exactly the level of about $94. It was my first target that I marked yesterday. You can watch my previous video and you can see that literally I've told you about this previous swing high, and this is the first price target. And congratulations to all of you who took this call and who entered the position. And I have to say that as you can see, earnings report was very good. They beat expectations. They reported $1.25 per share of earnings and $32.167 billion of revenue. And definitely because of this guidance, this asset moves higher. And I have to say that from the technical standpoint, I think it is not the end. And definitely it might be a very good sign of new potential uptrend. And I will show you some details in my technical analysis. But for now, let's continue with the fundamental news. And let me show you first of all this article. We are on Yahoo Finance and this article was published on May 26th and it says, Alibaba sales beat eases fears of COVID's economic fallout. And let me quote you this. Alibaba Group Holding Ltd's quarterly revenue rose a better than expected, 9%, reassuring investors trying to come to grips with the economic cost of sweeping lockdowns intended to eradicate COVID-19. But China's e-commerce leader also refrained from offering its usual outlook for the year, underscoring the unpredictable impact of a COVID-0 policy that's already cast the country's supply chains into disarray and hammered consumer sentiment. And definitely this might be the red flag for the company because they don't have any outlooks for its future earnings and for its future plans. But it doesn't work with BABA, and I will show you in a minute why it doesn't work. Alibaba, a barometer of Chinese consumer sentiment because of its dominance of Asia's largest retail arena. It's grappling with intensifying competition and mounting economic uncertainty at home. This week, Chinese Premier Keqiang warned of dire consequences if officials didn't move decisively to safeguard the economy. And let me show you this article. We are on South China Morning Post and this article was published on May 27th and it says, China GDP. Premier Li signals clear urgency on reviving economy, but no change to zero COVID. And the key points are following. A speech from Premier Keqiang to 100,000 officials from across China shows a clear urgency to government efforts to avoid recession, say analysts. But Li's comments do not signal a change in the zero-COVID policy, which has locked down cities and led to an outcry from foreign investors and citizens. And let me quote you some details. Premier Keqiang's honest assessment of the stress facing China's economy and rare warning of a potential contraction in the second quarter after 2 months of zero-COVID containment show Beijing is stepping up efforts to stabilize the economy, analysts say. Li's video conference with more than 100,000 government cadres on Wednesday also reinforced the pressure Beijing is putting on local authorities to prevent economic growth losing momentum. Earlier this week, the State Council China's cabinet unveiled a package of 33 policies to support the economy, including fast-tracking infrastructure projects and loan extensions for business, increasing tax breaks and rebates, encouraging car sales and aiding support policies by the end of this month. And definitely this conference was quite difficult for the majority of authorities, because they are in a very tricky place. On the one hand, they have to ease some restrictions of COVID-19 lockdowns, and on the other hand, the zero COVID-19 policy is still in play, and they shouldn't let the increase in new cases. And definitely it is quite tricky. But let me show you the earnings report itself, and I want to pay your attention on the statements of its officials. Alibaba delivered on the goal of service 1 billion annual active consumers in China this past quarter and achieved a record 8.317 billion RMB in global GMV for the fiscal year. Despite macro challenges that impacted supply chains and consumer sentiment, we continued to focus on customer value proposition and building the capabilities to deliver value. We saw tangible progress across our businesses, especially in operational improvements in key strategic areas, said Daniel Zhang, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Alibaba Group. Looking ahead, we will continue to execute on our multi-engine growth strategy by strengthening our digital infrastructure and focusing on quality growth to create long-term value for our customers, shareholders and other stakeholders across our ecosystem. So definitely, Daniel Zhang is very bullish on this report, and it's quite obvious because they beat an expectations, but without guidance it might be very difficult to make any evaluations of their results in upcoming quarters. And definitely without the guidance, we might see different opinions from analysts, and it might lead to unpredictable results right after they will post their next earnings report. And that's why we have to be very cautious. But so far, so good, and let's continue with the technical analysis. And before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, technically we are very bullish, and we are at the same range that I marked previously. It is the range of resistance, and it is our first price target of about $94.5. We hit it to the tick, and for now we have, as you can see, we have some curvature at this point, and according to the RSI we are on overbought territory. This means that we might see the pullback, some kind of pullback, and this pullback will be the opportunity for you to enter your long position with this asset if you believe that the growth will continue. And as for me, definitely I'm sure that this asset might hit much higher targets, and the next target is at roughly $103.23. It is this previous swing high, and we should break it in order to establish on a slightly bigger scale higher highs. And so far we have only this higher low, and we basically hit the double top pattern. And definitely this pattern by itself is quite bearish, but because of the smaller scale of this pattern, we cannot rely on this pattern for 100%, and that's why, in my opinion, we might have some pullback. And as you can see, I drew this line on one of my previous video, and basically it shows the potential price action of this asset. When we break this asset with the increase in volume, as already mentioned in my previous video, then we should retest some previous supports, and one of these support might be this previous swing high at roughly $90. Probably we might retest even this sloping line as a support, and then we should go higher. And the main target, the main medium-term target is $123.9. If this asset breaks this target, price target, definitely we will establish higher highs and higher lows on a bigger scale, and this might be a very good signal for institutional investors and for the smart money to enter their position with BABA, and this will drive the price of this asset even higher. So I think from the technical standpoint that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just